Here are some updates on the Toronto real estate market catered to new buyers and how you might be impacted in the market if you're considering a purchase in the coming months. For those of you that are new here, my name's Dan Chiasson and I'm a Toronto realtor with eXp Realty. My channel is 100% devoted to helping new buyers who are just starting their home buying journey and are looking for some educational content and market info from the perspective of a new buyer. All right, so what's happening in the market anyways? So interest rates keep rising. They just keep going up. We are currently sitting at an overnight rate of 4.25% after the increase of 0.5% this last week. We are expected to see another increase early in 2023, and then I'm hoping things start to stabilize at that point. That's not a pretty number when compared to the extremely low fixed rates some may have had earlier in the year. On the other hand, that shouldn't have ever happened. Money was basically free. Everyone purchased homes at unrealistically low rates, then we got hit hard with 7 rate hikes in a row, increasing mortgage payments by the thousands for some. But there is some good news. The most recent information coming from the Bank of Canada suggests that we are nearing the end of their tightening schedule. And of course, rates are cyclical and we will see them stabilize and eventually come back down. Later on in this video, we're gonna dive into whether now is a good time to buy based on all the information I'm about to share. But for now, let's talk numbers. The average price for a home in Toronto right now is sitting around the $1,050,000 mark. If we compare this number to November of 2021, which was sitting around $1.1 million, we are seeing a slight drop of around $50,000 or 5%. We are seeing a 50% drop in total home sales in Toronto since this time last year, which means there are half as many homes selling. As for new listings, we are down 19% just since this time last year, putting us well below the 5-year average and in a position we haven't seen since 2010. We need more homes to hit the market. This lack of inventory is likely the reason why we're seeing homes maintain their value in the last few months. In fact, we are actually starting to see prices nudge upwards as shown in this snapshot of the historical price trends here in Toronto. Which brings me to the headlines. They keep talking about how bad the market is and how bad it will still get. But let's look at the numbers because they seem to show a different pattern. Yes, we've seen prices decline over the last 6 months, but not everyone is being hit this hard. The cities surrounding Toronto are being hit the hardest, but they also saw the largest growth in value during the pandemic, which shouldn't have happened. If we look at smaller segments in the market, some areas are actually maintaining or even seeing some increase in value. You have to understand that the average price that you hear everyone talking about online is just that, an average. If more high value properties sell in a given month, like single family homes, this number will be higher. If a majority of sales are coming from lower valued segments of the market, such as condos, that average will reflect that sales data. Let's have a look at a few different property types and their average price right now in Toronto. Detached homes are averaging out at about $1,560,000, down $50,000 since just last month. Semi-detached properties are sitting at $1,187,000, down $30,000 since last month. Townhouses are sitting at $995,000, which is roughly the same since last month. And condos are sitting at $734,000, also not seeing much movement since the previous month. Remember that these prices are an average of the most recent sales. Yes, average price is still great to consider, but these prices will vary depending on the cost of the homes being sold, which can vary from neighborhood to neighborhood and property type to property type. So what do we do with all this information as a new buyer? Well, the Bank of Canada is showing signs that interest rate increases will come to an end. There is one more planned for early 2023, but after that, there is some hope that they will stay put and maybe start dropping again in late 2023, early 2024. As for timing, is now a good time to buy with all this considered? Well, that depends on you and your individual circumstance. If we look at price trends, the average price of a home in some segments have been holding their values in the last few months, likely due to lack of inventory. So, should you wait until interest rates stabilize with a chance that home prices start rising again? Or should you buy now with higher than normal interest rates, but with the advantage that there's less competition, lower prices, and the ability to do your due diligence and even have conditions in your offers? Nobody can tell you to buy a home. This is something that you and only you can decide. You just have to be aware that if you are going to buy right now, you need to be able to carry these higher mortgage costs in the short term. You're gonna have to chat with your mortgage broker and see what these numbers look like to you specifically. If you're looking to hold on to this property long term, prices will eventually increase at a more reasonable pace, like what we used to experience pre-COVID. If you want to chat more about how this market impacts you specifically, I am more than happy to have this conversation with you. You could book a one-on-one chat with me by scrolling down to the description and selecting a time that works for you by clicking on my calendar link, or you could just shoot me a comment and I will respond immediately. I appreciate those of you that stuck around to the end. If you enjoy my videos, please hit the like button and subscribe. Hit the bell so you don't miss any future videos. If you're a new buyer and you have no idea where to start, you're frustrated, stressed, or you just want to brush up on the home buying process, I think you should watch this video right here, where I take you step by step through the entire buying process.